Hi guys, welcome to my channel Happy Eye Tarot. In today's pick a card reading, we will find out what does your crush think about you. So you can see an image on your screen right now. You've got three options to choose from. Feel free to pause the video over here, meditate on all your options, pick whichever one calls out to you the most. You'll find the timestamps in the comment section as well as in the description box below. So make your choice and let's get started. Hello group 1, if you guys chose the first image, let's take a look at your oracle cards to begin your reading and find out what does your crush think about you. So the cards that came out for you guys are protection. Then we have to the sea, owl, which says listen to the messages of the angels. And finally we have starseed, which says self, memories, identity. All right. It seems like your crush thinks that you can be very, or you are very guarded around them for some reason, like you always have your guards up. Maybe because of you feeling shy or whatever else your reason might be. Maybe you're an introvert, but you don't really open up to them as much as they'd like. You don't really talk to them as much as they like, but it sparks a curiosity in their mind and in their heart regarding you. In fact, I also feel like no matter how limited the interactions have been so far between you and your crush, they might actually feel very protective towards you. And maybe you've noticed this, that let's say each time there is some confrontation happening, or each time somebody is borderline being unnecessarily rude to you or being an asshole to you, this crush of yours always steps in. Even though you haven't asked them for help, even though you can handle it all by yourself, but maybe they always do interfere. And like I said, it's because they feel so protective towards you. They always, if you see this card over here, you can see that there is this watchful eye in the sky. So they always keep this watchful eye on you, group 1. And the girl in the bathtub is not at all mindful of the face in the sky. So again, this confirms what they think and what they feel, that you don't pay as much attention to them as they'd like. Of course, again, like I said, you might be having your own reasons. Maybe the intensity of your feelings for them is so strong that you are not able to hold a direct eye contact with them, or you start feeling nervous if you have to hold a conversation with them. Or like I said, maybe you're just an introvert and you don't really go out of your way to make small talk with people. But this is how they are interpreting it, that you are guarded, you don't really talk much to them, you don't really notice them. When it comes to you though, they think that you are extremely intelligent. You are a person of few words, but then whenever you do speak, it is laced with wisdom, it is laced with intelligence. There's something about your eyes that they really like. Maybe you have eyes the color of honey, or just some other really lovely shade of brown, and they really love your eyes. They might have complimented you on your eyes as well. That's another message that is coming across very strongly. In fact, it seems like your crush oftentimes eagerly anticipates if you might initiate a conversation with them. But like I said, with protection and to the sea over here, I don't think that happens too much. Even when it does, and there is a sense of your crush sometimes feeling rather pissed off, because either they're never able to find you alone, you're always surrounded by some of the other friend of yours. I don't think you have too many friends, you like to keep your circle small, but then however many friends you have, I don't think they ever leave your side. And it seems like this crush of yours over here tries to find ways in which they can have a conversation with you where it's just you and them, and they're not able to find many opportunities like that, which irritates them sometimes. It also seems like your crush thinks that they know you from somewhere, even if it might not be true, even if this is a fairly new connection, even if before this you guys have never been a part of each other's lives, but they still feel, they get this familiar feeling with you. You don't seem like a stranger, even though at this point, of course, you guys are technically strangers. And one of the reasons why they feel this pull towards you, or they feel this inclination towards you to get to know you better, is because they think that they know you from somewhere. In fact, with starseed and memories over here, it's highly likely that the reason why you have a crush on this person, or maybe one of the first things that had drawn you towards this person, could have been the same feeling, that they don't seem like a stranger. It seems like you know them from somewhere. If you wear glasses, they think that makes you look really pretty. And again, there is this whiz kid energy to you. There is this intelligence that's just seeping through your energy. Um, I'm not sure exactly in which setup have you met this crush of yours, but it seems like whenever they see you, you, like I said, either surrounded with the choicest few people that you like to stay close to, otherwise, maybe at the library, maybe you're always reading something. They definitely see a lot of value in you, group one. You seem to be the kind of person, according to your crush, with whom, if they can spend some time or if they can become a part of your inner circle, they feel like they will upgrade. They will get to learn a lot from you. And another message, rather sweet, that's coming across over here is that they want to make memories with you. There is a desperation over here with To the Sea, as if time is passing by really quick, and whatever the setup is in which you guys are getting a chance to interact with each other might be for a limited time. So maybe you've gone somewhere for a diploma or a certificate course or something like that, and it's about to get over, and which is why they're very panicky that if they miss their chance, who knows when they might get to see you again. With To the Sea over here, maybe you and your crush belong to different countries, and this is an intercultural thing. And maybe there is a chance that once this particular job or course or whatever it is over, either one of you is going to relocate. And so while they have you around them, they want to make memories with you. There's something about you effortlessly helping other people with their self-esteem without realizing it. I just got that as a full blast download, and it is so deep. You don't even realize it, but the kind of effect that you have on people, especially your crush, it's very uplifting. Your energy is very, very positive with these lovely rainbow hues over here. Okay, let's take a look at your tarot cards now. So we have the Emperor. Just shift these up 1 second. The Emperor, the Eight of Swords in reverse, Four of Cups, and the Queen of Cups. You have a crush on this person, but they are absolutely smitten by you over here with the Queen of Cups, for sure, group one. I don't think there's anything about you that they do not like or that they do not admire, especially the way that you are as a person, which is so sweet, so caring, so sensitive, and of course, the way that you dress and the way that you look as well. I mentioned that they really like the color of your eyes. We have spectacles over here and here as well. So maybe whenever you put on your glasses, they find it very attractive. If you have blue eyes, maybe they like it too. Something about the color of your hair or just in general how you dress up. I heard minimal. So I feel like you're the kind of person, group one, who either your entire aesthetic is minimal or you have to put in minimal efforts and you anyway end up looking really charming, really charismatic, very, very beautiful. With the Emperor over here, this person whom you have a crush on, they are a go-getter. And it seems like because of their personality, because their personality is equally charismatic, in fact, they're more outgoing than you, more social than you. There might be a lot of people who eye this person. There might be a lot of people who like this person, but they only have eyes for you. This is, it's like there's this really popular guy, but then he's fallen for that shy, quiet, pretty, intelligent girl. That's what it feels like. It definitely has a cinematic quality. Your romance has that cinematic quality to it. Anyway, your crush has zero clarity right now with the Eight of Swords in reverse. What do you think about them? In fact, the Eight of Swords in reverse tells me that they always assume the worst, and that is further clarified over here by the Four of Cups. They think that if they become too heroic and approach you and tell you how they feel or just in general express any sort of interest in you, you might not even pay attention to them. Like, you might reject them outright. And because of this negative thought pattern, they go one step ahead and keep saying to themselves things like, look at her, she's so pretty, why would somebody like her give somebody like me a chance? I'm nothing as compared to her. Of course, you can change the pronouns according to your setting. I'm just channeling right now. Is it according to your setting? I meant according to your preference. Sorry about that. There's something about your kindness and your warmth. It just radiates. It just radiates. And like a moth drawn to a flame, that is what this feels like. And it's interesting with the Four of Cups over here that maybe the reason why you keep a low profile around them is because you think that, oh, they are so popular, why would they be interested in someone like me? But in reality, the tables have turned. They think that why would somebody like you be interested in somebody like them? What both of you don't know is that both of you like each other. I'm also getting this message that your crush thinks that there is this, like I said, a very high value to you. Like you wouldn't just talk to anyone, you wouldn't just interact with anyone. They've already seen this, they've already noticed this, that you like to keep your circle small, and they are of course associating it with the quality of people that you like to surround yourself with. And they keep on telling themselves stuff like, will I ever be a good fit to be a part of group one circle like that? They seem rather, I mean, it's like they're craving to get some of that love, some of that warmth, and some of that attention from you, which they've seen you radiating. And what's interesting is that with the Emperor, like I said, this is a very bold person. This is otherwise a very driven person. If they want to talk to someone, they will initiate a conversation. If they want something, they'll go after it. But when it comes to you, and because when it comes to you, this person is in the fields, I think that is what is creating all of this useless assumptions and this fear of rejection in them. If you want to initiate a conversation from your side, you most definitely can, depending on your free will and your mood, of course. But it seems like right now the only thing that is stopping them from coming towards you is A, they think you might not be interested, B, they think they are not up to your level, and C, because they think that you are so guarded. There's something about this really heavily guarded energy. Either it is not easy for anybody to establish contact with you, maybe you don't have social media, something, or like I said, they don't get a chance to have a one-on-one conversation with you. I also heard plans foiled. So it's quite possible that recently they could have come up with a really solid plan to have a one-on-one conversation with you, but at the last minute something happened, and that plan for some reason did not get materialized, and they are still sulking over it. But in any case, it is very clear that your crush is very, very interested in you. They absolutely love how you are as a human being, apart from, of course, some of the features of yours that they particularly like. But the only thing that's getting in their way right now is their own assumption over here that you might not think they're worthy enough of you, and that you might not bother with them if they try to approach you. Alright, group one. So these are all the messages that I have for you right now. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new over here, and hit the bell icon when you do so. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hello, group two. If you guys chose the second image, let's find out first using the oracles, what does your crush think of you? So the cards that came out for you guys are success. Then we have co-create, swan, which says demonstrate grace and majesty, and mantis beings, which says enigma, elusive, and sensitive. All right. First things first, of course, over here with the swan card, your crush absolutely, absolutely loves the way that you look. It doesn't matter whether you feel the same way or not about yourself, but whatever your aesthetic is, however you dress up, whatever you look like, they think that it is absolutely majestic. The way you carry yourself is very graceful, it's very elegant. There is this, I heard, royalty dripping. So I feel like you don't even realize it, or maybe you do, and it is something that you perhaps could have worked on also, in which case it is paying off, because not only have they taken notice of you, but they are spellbound, it seems, with the way that you look. There's always a smile on your face, there is this gentle aura that you radiate. They've never seen you being in a grumpy mood, they've never seen you getting into like a quarrel or something with anyone. How can it's like, one of those period dramas where people would go to finishing schools and all, and everything would be so prim and proper. That is what it feels like. They do think though sometimes, or maybe they have an idea that you like them. And if in case it has ever happened that this crush of yours has tried to talk to you, but you either fumbled or you just made a run for it, you weren't able to hold a conversation with them, they actually found it really cute. And that was the tell, that was the giveaway. That is how they knew that you are interested in them. With success and co create over here, definitely this idea isn't that alien to your crush. They also have thought about getting together with you. If there is a significant height difference between you and your crush, especially if you're a feminine and they're a masculine, and you're a short girl and they're a tall guy, they really like it. They think it's absolutely adorable. With success, I do feel like your crush thinks that there is a lot of potential in you to be a very good partner for them. And of course, they also think that they have very good potential to prove to be a very good partner for you. Now, the thing is that you both, as people, are very, very different from each other. You might be the sensitive one, your crush might be very, very practical or very logical, maybe not that much in touch with their feelings or their emotions as much as you are. But as they say, opposites attract. And I think that is exactly what's happening over here. There is, oh, I did get that message for you that something about you seems like your royalty or something, and then this mantis being over here, this mantis is wearing a purple cloak, and the color purple again is often associated with luxury and riches and royalty. So for sure, oh, especially, sorry, I just keep getting all these downloads one by one. Whenever you wear purple, on those days, especially group 2, your crush cannot seem to take their eyes off you. If you've ever uploaded a picture in which you're wearing something purple, that's their favorite photograph of yours, for sure. You seem very enigmatic to them. It's like you don't even have to try much, and they already feel this magnetic pull towards you. And it's not anything like they've ever experienced before. That is what the intensity over here feels like. It is very, very strong, the energy that I'm picking up on. And the way that this leopard or cheetah is sitting on the pedestal, it seems like they're very sought after. There might be a lot of people who have a crush on this person, a lot of people who try to get together with with this person. But it seems like your crush is very smart, and they don't want anything that is just surface level. They really want to create something much more meaningful and something really much more deeper with the person that they get along well with. So maybe they keep evading all of these options. And they do have their eyes on you, whether you're aware of this or not. I don't know if you've ever caught them stealing glances or not, but if you think they don't notice you, you couldn't be more wrong, group 2. Your crush definitely notices you. Like I said, they do like you. And especially if you guys are connected on social media, I just got this message that they wait to, like for when is group 2 going to upload a story, or when is group 2 going to come up with a new post, because they just like to look at him. In fact, I just heard they cannot get enough of you. Now, of course, if you are so pretty, group 2, I won't be surprised if you tell me that throughout your life so far, you have attracted people who were only attracted to your looks, and they did not really have anything beyond that to offer you, and you didn't like it. So if that is an inhibition that you have right now, because I said that your crush also loves the way that you look, let me assure you over here with the co create card in success that your looks aren't the only reason why your crush is drawn towards you. It might have been the primary reason, it might have been what got their attention to you in the first place, of course, but it's so much more than that now. Like I said, it's about your personality. It's about how they've seen you behaving with the people around you. It's about how enigmatic your personality is. In fact, if this is a professional setup, if at all, and you are a very good colleague of theirs, you're a very good co-worker, you have this, like a straight A student, or you have a record of delivering successful projects, these achievements have also got their attention towards you, because there is so much substance in your personality which they really like, and they especially love your smile. Group 2. Okay, let's take a look at your tarot cards now. So we have the Four of Pentacles. They don't like it when they see you talking to some other guy. They might be low-key jealous. Three of Pentacles, the Eight of Cups, and the Hanged Man. If it has ever happened that you are talking to somebody and they butt in, it's out of jealousy. It's, as if they're trying to establish that this is not your turf, back off, this is my girl, like that. They're very protective about you, they're very possessive about you as well, Group 2, for sure. They think it's not that easy though to get closer to you, because with the Four of Pentacles, they get that feeling that you are very protective of your heart, you're very protective of your feelings, and they totally get where you're coming from. Because of course, somebody who is so sweet and so gentle and so nice with everyone, of course you have to be extra cautious that you do not let the wrong ones in. So they get that. What they are trying to do right now is thinking about ways in which they can get closer to you. And most likely with the Three of Pentacles, they might seek help from someone for this. They might try to become friends with you at first, Group 2, or they might try to find some way to get assigned on the same team as you or the same project as you, or they might go out of their way to make sure that they're invited to the same get-togethers as you. They might go out of their way to find out what your hangout spots are, something like that. They're doing their homework. That is very evident over here with the Hangman, that your crush is knee-deep in their homework about you, Group 2. If you have recently gotten out of a relationship, and a lot of people know this, including your crush, that might be a reason why they're taking things a bit slow right now. Because with the Hangman and the Eight of Cups, they think that you might be needing some time off before you give another person a chance, and they definitely do not want to be a rebound, and they definitely do not want to get turned down by you on this basis that I'm not looking for anything right now, I just got out of a serious relationship. So that is another reason why they're taking some time before they can, approach you in a more heads-on manner. It's also possible that they might have been the one who's just come out of a long-term relationship, and they don't want you to get the wrong idea. They don't want you to think that they have any intention of using you as a rebound, because like I said, they don't. For them, you are very precious, Group 2. They would never do something like that to you. And so they might consciously be taking some time to process the breakup or fully move on from that ex of theirs before they can then approach you. But with the Three of Pentacles, for sure, they might take help from a mutual connection between you guys to try and get closer to you. They're very curious to know what you think about them, because when it comes to them, with the Four of Pentacles and the Hangman, you're not that expressive. You might talk to them, but I don't think with the Three of Pentacles over here you've ever had a decent one-on-one conversation with them. And whenever you have spoken to them, you haven't really let out much of your feelings. Maybe it was generic small talk. So they don't know exactly how it is that you think about them or what it is that you feel for them. And so maybe a part of their homework is to dig up your emotions and your feelings. So if in the coming few days people come up to you and especially talk a lot about this crush of yours, know that they are their agents, know that they're being sent to dig up all of this information. With the Eight of Cups over here and the Hangman, they definitely want to act before somebody else can come and get you. In fact, it seems like that might just be their worst nightmare, that before they could get a chance to take action towards you, somebody else came and took you off, swept you off your feet. And I think that is one of the reasons why each time they see you talking to someone, they try to fit in the conversation. So subtle hints you can say here and there that, leave this person be. They're mine, they're not yours. They also think that you're fairly easy to get along with, you're easy to talk to, but to get your emotions out of you or to dig a little deeper, that is tricky. And I think that is why they're taking this time off, to really assess the whole situation, do their homework, and then come up with an action plan about approaching you. But they're definitely, I mean, if this individual is putting in so much effort, talking to all these people, doing their homework, and getting jealous and being protective and being possessive and making sure that they know that other people know that you are not to be swept off your feet until they've had a chance to take some action, it just goes to show that they are equally interested in you. So these are all the messages that I have for you right now, Group 2. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new over here, and hit the bell icon when you do so. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hello, Group 3. If you guys chose the third image, let's begin your reading by taking a look at your oracle cards to find out what does your crush think about you. So the cards that came out for you guys are Caution. All right. Then we have Message in a Bottle. Shark, which says lead as a powerful, peaceful warrior. And we have MIB, which says stalking, intimidation, and confrontation. Your crush is scared of you. They're very, very, very intimidated by your personality. You might have a resting bitch face, Group 3, which is totally, I have to, so it's okay, I get it. People might often misunderstand you simply because of the lack of expressions on your face. I totally get it. But then here's the thing. Because your facial expressions do not reveal much, and because I don't think you talk to too many people. In fact, have you seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine? I'm getting very Rosa Diaz vibes from you, Group 3, if you know what I'm talking about. You can look up that character, pretty badass. So not much is known about you, like your crush does not know much about you, but they're definitely hooked. They're very intimidated by your personality. Like I said, there's something very dangerously attractive about you, it seems, to them, Group 3. And so I'm not surprised that the first card is Caution, and then of course we have Intimidation over here. With Message in a Bottle, I'm getting this message that maybe they've heard a rumor, or maybe this is just something that they assume, that because they don't know much about you, because they don't know too much about how your personality is beyond the surface level, they have to be very cautious of their approach towards you. Because what if you don't take it well? What if you lash out at them? What if they end up making a complete fool out of themselves? I don't think that you guys have ever had a decent conversation, Group 3. Although there have been a lot of instances where you guys just kept on looking at each other, or like passing glances like that. Maybe exchanged a few smiles here and there, but nothing too concrete for them to give them that confidence that, okay, I can walk up to Group 3 and initiate a conversation with them. They're very scared. And of course, because we have the Shark card over here, lead as a powerful, peaceful warrior, there are two possibilities. First, of course, like I said, with shark and intimidation, your entire persona, your personality, your facial expressions, your body language, it just all culminates into this one big, not too approachable image of yours. And it seems like they think that you're nice from a distance, like there'll be peace if they maintain their distance, but if they try to get too close, what was that? Lazarus? I don't know. J- If you get too close to the sun, it can burn you, something like that. And the second message is that if this is a work setup, and if you are at a senior position than them, it might be, or if the tables are turned, if they are at a leadership position and you report to them, that is what they might be cautious of. Because if anything goes wrong, and if shit hits the fan, it can directly have a negative impact on your career, their reputation, yours. So I do feel like this person stalks you on social media. If you guys are not connected on Instagram or Facebook, they might legit keep a stalk on your LinkedIn activity or whatever digital footprint you've left so far, group 3. They're very curious about you, very, very curious. With caution and message in a bottle, I do feel like there could have been an instance here or there where indirectly maybe they tried to convey to you that they are interested in you, but I'm not sure how much of that you actually got. In fact, I don't think even they're sure how much of that you actually got. Because you have a crush on them, maybe it was very hard for you to believe that this is a signal. And so maybe you told yourself, oh, I'm just assuming all of this. This is all just in my head. There is no way in hell that this person also has a crush on me or that they're also attracted towards me. But they are. In fact, I heard to the point of no return. They're knee deep into this right now. Like how if there is a lot of people seek thrill, a lot of people seek excitement, and a lot of people like that danger value associated with something. And something about the equation between you both definitely seems like this connection can either be amazing or it can spell trouble for both of you. You know how sometimes there are these contracts in organizations or sports events that uh, people can't establish physical relations with each other, or they can't date each other if one of them is reporting to the other person, something like that. So I don't know if the risk factor is the contract, the rules, or just in general, like I said, the organizational setup, maybe. Of course, the risk factor can also be that they're shit scared of your personality and they don't know what to expect. So that is the risk factor. But whatever it is, it just makes you more alluring to this person. And they really like your dressing sense also, especially whenever you wear black, group 3, or white. I think you might be one of those people who don't really have too many colors in their wardrobe, but whatever mix and match you do, it always looks good on you. The tarot cards that have come out for you guys are the Magicians. They're absolutely smitten by you. I don't think there's anything, according to them, that you don't have. Whether it's your beauty, whether it's your brains, they think you're perfect. And they definitely feel like you have done some spell on them. Like not in a literal sense, like how, oh, I'm so enchanted by this person. That's what it feels like. We also have the Wheel of Fortune, the Tower, and the Hermit. They like to believe that it is fate. Did you see how the cards slided towards me? They feel like it's fate that brought you in their life. In fact, for real, the manner in which you both became a part of each other's lives could have felt very divinely orchestrated. For example, if this is a work setup, maybe you were going to accept the job offer from some other company, but at the last moment you decided to say yes to this company. And maybe they had been told, oh, that there's this XYZ person, or we're still waiting for a response from them, we don't know whether they'll say yes or no. And then you did join, and they were like, of course, if that's not fate, then what is? Another thing with the Magician and the Wheel of Fortune, either you have manifested someone like your crush and now they are in your life, or your crush was manifesting someone like you and now you are in their life. Tower over here just doubles up the energy of caution. They know that one wrong move and things can go horribly, horribly wrong. So there definitely is that risk factor. And for most of you with this lead as a powerful, peaceful warrior, I feel like this might be a work setup thing. Or for some of you, I also heard maybe you are their teacher and they are your student, or vice versa. Which is why also there is this risk factor associated, because what if it doesn't work out, or what if it can go horribly wrong, scenarios like this. But I feel like, and I'm sensing this energy so strongly, that the more that both of you try to resist this, the more your attraction towards you just keeps on increasing. The Hermit over here tells me that the only reason why this person is not taking any action towards you right now is because of the risk factor that is associated with this connection, and because you so far have not had a proper conversation with them. In fact, with the Hermit card over here in MIB, I don't think they even have the faintest idea that you are interested in them that way. Because what you feel on the inside versus how you are on the outside, it's not easy for a lot of people to guess. It's like you have a coconut personality or something. So yeah, I don't think that they know that you like them. And maybe that is why too they're being so cautious, because what if I say something to group 3 and they're like, are you out of your mind? And what if they get upset that why did I approach them like this? They think about you a lot. They fantasize you about a lot, group 3. They have this, they're burning with passion for you, group 3. That's how insanely attracted this person is towards you. I'm not sure if they've indulged in anything immature and stupid, like missed calls or sending messages and then deleting them, or sending follow requests and then deleting it. Maybe they have. But it's just some tactics, because I do feel like they want to test the waters a little bit and see where do you stand with them. They don't want anybody to know that they have the hots for you, so I don't think they talk about you to anybody. I don't think you talk about them to anybody either. But I do feel like if there's any way to find a loophole for whatever this risk situation is, and if they do get an idea that their signals have successfully reached you, and if they do get even the faintest idea, like just how a little candle can light up an entire dark room. So if they can get a faint idea about where do you stand as far as they're concerned, then they might consider making a more direct approach, taking a more direct action towards you. But for now, I think that it's just observing you from afar and daydreaming and fantasizing, and that's what it's limited to right now. So these are all the messages that I have for you, group 3. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new over here, and hit the bell icon when you do so. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.